This is, the 22nd of July here at our post All-Star break MLB episode because there's really, I mean, if there was anything else to talk about, would we care? Because the Brewers are killing it right now. Best team in baseball. Brewers are the best team in baseball right now.
In baseball.
Right? It's just, and nobody can argue that. That's just where we're at right now. 60 and 40, winning 11 straight. Is it right now?
Yep,
And,
we're on 11 straight right now.
A couple of games away from the Twins' 13 games, I think it was, for the best streak of the season.
Yeah.
And I know we talked about it a couple weeks ago. My concern was coming out flat after the All-Star break. It's just happened so many times. That did not happen as they completed the series sweep against the Dodgers. And even in dramatic fashion in that last game, where it was, touch and go. Kershaw was, doing Kershaw stuff, but a couple of I don't know if they were marked as errors, but misplays by the fielding.
Yeah.
Did not help him out.
Kershaw to lose his mind, and you haven't seen that in the years. Him losing his mind like that in a bullpen. Like, whoo!
Yeah.
So it was great to get to him. You gotta get to him any way you can, and his defense didn't come through on a couple plays, and that got him out. After 4 1/3, I think it was, and that was it. So, it was the first. So they're the fourth team in MLB history to sweep the World Series champs of last year. The year after. So. And, looking at the future, because I think we should be making that playoffs, right? For the first, we should still be getting that playoffs. It looks pretty good if we can beat the Dodgers here, there, anywhere. I feel like you can beat anyone right now, right? I mean, who's hotter, who's tougher? It's nobody. So
right?
We can go through all these stats and just be in awe because it's nuts. It's nuts.
Yeah, I think I heard they were on track to win 97 games, which I think would be a club record, I believe.
I think so. I don't think they've gotten over 95 or something like that.
Yeah. So, and this is with what did Pat Murphy call them the other day? The fighting woodpeckers or something like that.
Yeah, I don't remember what it was.
I don't even know what that means.
What's
honestly,
going on? It doesn't matter. He can say whatever he wants right now.
That's
They're doing
fair.
it. Call him whatever you want. It's working,
dude. For sure. I mean, I don't even know what to say because it's like
kind of go through this.
Like, where do you want to start with this whole thing? Should we start with...
I think we just start the schedule. I think we start from... Our thing was July 9th. That was that, again, 3-2 win in the 10th. I don't think we got to talk about that game because we were doing the podcast during it because it was in LA. So I don't think we got to talk about that one. But, that was, again, just came back to, came back to win it. It's like, holy crap. Like, it's always that third game in that series. We always feel like you drop it, because you're like, whatever, you got two of them. You kind of fall on the wayside with that third one. But no, it was amazing. 3-2. We might have actually talked about it. That one was in Milwaukee. I was thinking the series afterwards was in LA. So, but they won that game 3-0 against at that time, they were only, I think, 4 games losing streak for the old Dodgers at that point before coming back and winning some. But, then we went in, and then Washington Nationals came in, and we talked about that. We should win all those games. We won all those games.
Yeah, and, mightily. Not necessarily mightily, but, in hand.
Yeah, averaging about, 7 runs a game and per game is gonna make you win any game really. So that's what they did in that series. That was amazing. Going in, what was that? 8 straight, I think, at that point. No, 7 straight before the break. And then they had that nice little break, which, again, like you said, and we've talked about that usually can slow you down or kind of throw you off, especially if you're in a hot streak. You got to play every day.
Mm-hmm.
It's baseball. That's the whole thing. Play every day. So, but yeah, then they went to LA and said, "What's up? Like, you guys are still
Hey,
slumping, and we're
yeah,
gonna keep
right.
showing you all you're slumping because." And they lose, all three games there. And again, Saturday and Sunday were both 8-7, 6-5 games.
Mm-hmm.
Plenty of time for these, highest payroll in the major leagues to come out and beat you, the 23rd payroll in the league, Brewers. Um, and yeah, and come out and just beat you with, you have all your guys. You had Freeman for most of that. You had Mookie Betts. You have Shohei. You got everybody, and it just didn't work out. Our starting pitching, which we'll get to in a little bit,
Mm-hmm. I was
has
just
been
gonna bring that up. Yep.
phenomenal.
Yep. And
Phenomenal.
speaking of the pitching,
Record-wise, ERA-wise, everything. So yeah, if we can get into that.
yeah, for sure. I was gonna say, if you look down, they've come along, and we kind of like felt. I know we would talk like looking at the injury list earlier in the season. Like once this rotation's healthy again, should be pretty damn good. And that's on paper. You say that, all these things, but honestly, it's to the point now. I'm looking down the list of games, and you got the pitcher for each game. Like, I'm looking at these and thinking, that's a dub, that's a dub, that's a dub, that's a dub. Like, I don't see these guys. Like, these pitchers are all, like, what am I trying to say? Betting favorites every time they step on the mound. And
Hmm.
that's just, pitchers have always had good, or the Brewers have always had good pitching, but not like this, man. Like, this is like a murderer's row. Like, if you get a 7-game series against this rotation, forget about it, dude. Forget about it.
And it still could get even worse because Nestor Cortez doesn't come back,
Mm-hmm.
and he can start crushing it too. So yeah, just going down the line here, Freddie Peralta, 12-4 at the All-Star break. 12-4, phenomenal. Again, just crushing it. Was an all-star. 2.85 ERA. Amazing. Quinn Priester, we talked about this kid a million times. He was doing that DL Hall, does an inning or two, and then he comes in and finishes it. Well, he's been starting more and more. And again, 8-2. 3 in the .33 ERA. Pff, are you kidding me? Kid's basically a rookie. You got Chad Patrick, who's hanging around there. I mean, 3-7, those wins losses were more than wins, obviously, because he just didn't get that run support. But again, 3.52. He's a rookie. You have Jose Quintana, 7-3, 3.49 ERA. I mean, what else can you ask for? And then you throw in Jacob Mizorowski,
Yeah, just pepper him
2.81
and
ERA.
pepper him
And then you got
Woodruff. Yeah.
And Woodruff just got there, and he made Seattle look like fools last night. So yeah, I mean, just crushing it. Woodruff, I know 2-0, 1.65 ERA. Just watch out. I mean, you can't mess with that. And then you got, again, we talked about Uribe, and with the most holds in the majors with 27, and McGill with 23 saves. What are you gonna do? Grant Anderson, he has been crushing it. 2.74 ERA. Nick Mears, 2.35. I had an Aaron Ashby stat we didn't even talk about last week. I completely forgot about last time we talked, but he's 1.8. That's our bullpen. You cannot mess with that. So it's just, I can't. This is the first time in probably my whole time being a Brewer fan for, we'll say, 40 years of my life that I can say I can't find a hole. I can't find a hole right now. Because even when we were talking about third base and shortstop, Durbin's been on a tear since May 21st.
The whole
318
lineup.
average.
It's even difficult.
I know.
It's even difficult to like point out like who's like really kind of like, putting it together, because they're all just like 1 through 9. Just everybody's just killing it right now. It's crazy.
Yeah. And then you got, like, we talked about Rhys Hoskins being out, and they brought up Andrew Vaughn. He's been crushing it. Jake Bowers goes down, so he's basically our third string first baseman's in there, and he is just crushing it. You think he has like 12 RBIs since he's been up, and it's been 2 weeks. Guy that I don't think he had 12 RBIs before he got here in his whole major league career. Like it's just like coming here, change of pace. Like this is what you get. So, yeah. Some other great stats. Jellett's 27 games on base streak is the longest MLB right now.
Yeah.
I mean, we talked about in the beginning of the year just struggling, and he has just been he can't stop. He's just getting better and better and better and better. It's unbelievable.
I think Churio's gotten on base 11 games in a row or something like that. Like
he's got a
even
15
after his
game
struggle.
hitting streak right now. He's on a 15 game hitting
15,
streak right
there
now.
it is.
So.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So he's crushing it. It doesn't end. It just doesn't end. So, just like July 6th, Brewers were the 8th best team in the majors at 49-40, and then you jump 14 days later, and they're 60-40, number 1 in the majors. You can't make that up. I mean, they've been doing literally everything. They've had the games where they score a ton of runs and don't hit home runs. They hit a whole bunch of home runs and score score runs, a bunch of runs. It doesn't. They're doing it every way, shape, or form. They're stealing bases still. They're playing great defense. They are on fire, and it sucks. It's July 22nd, and this is happening because they would really like it to be September 22nd. We're talking about this.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, it's a great feeling right now. It's phenomenal that they can pull this off. They're doing it in front of everybody, and people are talking about them for once. Like like they're relevant.
Yeah,
and,
I heard
that usually never happens. So
somebody on the radio is like, "Oh, Brewers should be America's team now because everybody's talking about it." It's like, okay, like I get it. We're all getting high on oxygen right now. Like, but let's just calm down.
I want nothing to do with the Dallas Cowboys. I don't want to be America's team in any capacity. So when I heard that too, I was like, I don't want that. No, shut it down.
I mean, also...
No way, Jose.
Like, for those who may not be big baseball guys, like, winning 60% of any game over the course of a long time, like 100 games, is actually really hard to do when it's good competition. So, 60% of your game, that's darn good. That's real darn good. Like, I think you got to win 62% to win 100 games or something like that. So, that's real good. And that's not just like, oh, the MLB is just, this isn't a proof of parity. This is the Brewers. Like, look at the numbers. Look at the way they're playing. They're playing legit. Now, hopefully they can keep this up over the course of the second half of the season here. They got this series against Seattle. I think they're scoreless right now. Yeah, in the third.
Yeah.
Yep. Just won last night. This should be... I mean, really, it should be a 2-1 win at least. It could be how do you predict these series when the team is 10-0? Like, do you just assume they're going to win all these games?
Yeah, 11-0 actually. So yeah, it's just like I don't know where do you stop? Like I don't know. Like it's Jacob Mizorowski versus doesn't matter. I'm sorry. I don't care who you are. He's gonna dominate you. So I feel like we can win that one. So
I mean
every day, like it's Priester, it's Peralta, it's like all that stuff. So
and all these dudes throwing heavy heat, like. Seattle series, that should be a win, maybe even all 3-game series at home against Miami, that should be a sweep. Then at home again for 3 games against Chicago. Now that'll be interesting because it goes Mizurowski, Priester, and Peralta. That'll be the test, right? Like, okay, Chicago's you still have to keep them at bay, right? They're still gonna be there.
Yep.
So got to make sure, and they're only a game back. Like Brewers best team in baseball. But the next team is only one game back, so it's fine.
Yeah, yeah, but still Cubs sticking around.
Hmm. But then you have the Cardinals 8.5 and the Reds 9 down, and then the Pirates doing pirate stuff. The Reds though, 52-50. That's pretty good for
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Reds, man. Like,
I mean, if you look at the NL Central is one of the best uh, divisions in baseball right now. You got the two top teams in baseball in there, and then you really have the Pirates who have the losing record, and everyone else has a winning record.
mm-hmm.
So it's not it's interesting to have a little more spotlight on the whole division too because it's better than it ever has. And if those Pirates ever get their shit together, it could be an unbelievable division. But
Mm-hmm.
we'll see about that.
Yeah, right. Because
Yeah,
the
we can talk.
oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Go ahead. I was
no,
just
no,
gonna
you
say
finish up.
like the Brewers are like small market, but they're always trying to compete, right? And then you have the Cubs are the Cubs; they're always up there, and the Cardinals are always up there, and the Reds kind of like Brewers light, like they're always got somebody. Like they're not like the Pirates
Yeah,
where they never have anybody, right? They're like
what they do when they get lose them immediately,
exactly. I was
like
just
Paul
gonna say.
Skeens
I
very
was
soon.
just gonna say Skeens is gone soon. So, but
He just won his like yesterday. He won his first game at home since April 14th. First home game he's won since April 14th. How can you how can you be on that team? So the next game you're gonna win is 3 months from now, and that's October. So
you're not even gonna
oh
be
no, you won't be
playing.
playing in
Yeah.
October. So
Oh no.
that's so terrible. Like
I feel.
you feel terrible for the
Oh
guy.
wow. Yeah, that's
Guy, because
rough.
the guy is on pace to win the Cy Young, and he's like gonna have more losses than wins by far, and have like a 1.8 ERA overall. And you got to give it to him because it's still
Because
like
yeah,
it's unbelievable, but you have just no run support
that's some Felix
whatsoever.
Hernandez stuff right there. Getting
Hmm.
those 1
Yeah,
nothing wins and those 2-1 wins, and then
dying out in the Mariner country where he had
mm-hmm.
no one to really support him when
Yeah,
Griffey left.
getting
So
25
yeah,
strikeouts a game and then still lose somehow.
mm,
Like, ugh.
still lose.
Anyway,
But
back
we could
to
talk about the batting too a little bit.
yes, yes. I did want to bring that up because you were saying there were like
Oh yeah.
holes in the like there were no holes on this like you try to find the one thing I would say, and maybe I'm nitpicking here, is like I
We have to.
don't
What else is wrong with the team right now? You gotta
fair
nitpick,
fair like
Gotta.
can this like this lineup maintain this is be my concern is because like yeah, outside of like Yelich and Jackson Churio and some of these guys who we know are like have produced in the past, like some of these guys haven't, and um, can like I just worry that at some point they're going to come back down to earth a little bit. And like not that I have any real evidence of that other than, what goes up must come down. Uh what do you, how are you, what are your feelings about that? You have a better feel of the game than I do here.
I mean, baseball's basically a couple of things is staying healthy, number one, staying hot, which they are doing. So for me, it's gonna be injury wise. Myself, Felix on the 10-day IL, and again, we are loaded with with outfielders right now. So like Blake Perkins come in and stepped in. He's been doing fine in his absence. So we'll get him back. Uh, Nestor Cortez is still on that 60 IL, like I said, the pitching. But once he gets back, he could be good again. And then first base, like Reese Hoskins, like when he comes back, he's been having a really good year too. I think that's just gonna bump up that first baseman again. Like and Andrew Vaughn's been playing well, so you kind of went from last year to having no like I don't want to be mean, but like you had like a three-quarters of a first baseman with two people, and now this year you have like a platoon of them where you can kind of pick and choose. Like you could, if it's a lefty up there, you put Reese in there. If it's a left or if it's a righty pitcher, you put Jake in there and sprinkle Vaughn in there, and like so. It's just again, if we can stay healthy and then get these guys back, no one's gonna stop us. There's no way. I can't see it. We can stop ourselves by not hitting anymore and stuff like that, but I feel like the bug is there. Like people are just feeding off each other. If it's one person not doing it, someone else is doing it. So, and like batting stats, that like I was saying, that left side, Caleb Durbin is now 264 at batting average overall, and
Yeah,
he is
right?
in the Rookie of the Year conversation. Like he's like from months ago saying like
Like we weren't sure if he was going
we're
to
gonna
keep his spot.
yeah, and then I was gonna bring this up. I thought about this. Jackson Churriel did the same exact thing last year. He came up, he slumped for like the first. Again, Urban came up a little bit later because Churriel's up right away, but he slumped the first 6, 7 weeks of baseball, 8 weeks I think of baseball, and after that just turned it on. Well, if you look at Durbin, he did the same thing. About 60 weeks of like I'm figuring out the major leagues because I'm a rookie, and then now he's figured it out. It's been great. He's just come on, and that's what we need. And if we can solidify him as a great third baseman, I mean, and we have like a Churio and now a Durbin. Like if we having all these young guys start producing, and maybe even a Jory Ortiz, because again he's getting better and better too with the age of the season. So I don't know. It's like you said, we're like nitpicking. We got to do that because there's no holes really in this whole team, but it's going to be injuries, and when you get that first loss, what's that going to do to the team? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like after this stretch,
They're going to lose
dude,
one
like,
of these,
good,
yeah.
good, we're done with it. Let's start it again, or is it like, like it's kind of it's not a lot of pressure, but it's a lot to keep going, and be in the national spotlight every day of like, hey, you beat the Dodgers 6 games in a row, and like, if you didn't have that All-Star break, it would have been 3 games between them. You like sweep them everywhere you go. That's a big deal. So, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, and
We'll see when that first loss happens and how they rebound.
Yeah, and speaking of that first inevitable loss, I think some of that'll depend who they lose to, right? I would think if they come out and let's say they finish off Seattle here, and then they lose that second game against Miami at home. That's going to suck, right? Like, that's going to just, like, that's not going to taste good. You don't know how necessarily somebody might respond to that. But if they go and they, like, lose the third game of the Chicago series after beating them the first two and then sweeping Miami, I think you're still salty, but it doesn't sting as much, right? Because it's like, okay, well, Chicago's a great team too. These are going to be crazy games, and we won the series anyway. So, as the Brewers, you can say that. So, I think a lot of that goes into because it's a long season, and momentum. Like, I guess if you zoom out far enough, it's not that big a deal. But when it comes to these kinds of things, it absolutely matters. So,
I mean, all you got to do is beat the Cubs. You got to stay ahead of them. That's really all your goal now. Stay ahead of them. Doesn't mean you have to be number one in the majors. Just stay ahead of them and win the division and call it a day. Because, again, if you win the division, you probably will have the best record in the league, it looks like right now, in our division. If I'm talking about right now, that's what it looks like. So yeah, it's possible that you just got to keep putting on the pressure. Take 2 or 3 of the Cubs, and you're ahead of them. That's all we need, down the road here.
Yeah, because after that Cubs series, you've got Washington for 3 games. That's not that big a deal. because they're not very good.
Atlanta's slumping.
Atlanta's
New York.
slumping.
Both New York teams have been crappy lately, so and then you got
Pittsburgh,
those Pirates. You
Cincinnati.
never know what that's gonna be. Yep, those could be trap games, but
Yeah, after that 3-game series at home against Chicago to end July, they don't play another decent team until mid-August in a 5-game series in Chicago. Now that's a long ass
yeah,
series.
that's gonna be the hardest thing because it's a doubleheader to start it, and then you play 4 more, 3 more after that. That's gonna be the toughest part of the year easily because that's just so many games roped into one. But we do have, so I did see we do have the third. I think the Cubs do have the easiest schedule the second half, and we have the third hardest schedule in the second half. So
okay.
again, that's a test. You know, like if we can keep putting it on, and doesn't matter who we play. Whew, let's do this.
Hell yeah.
Let's do this. Pat
Hell
Murphy, lay it on, buddy.